Hey everybody, I'm Lance of the Serfs. I guess you might know me as the one that Sargon called the Gay Lord. So yeah, I'm here
What
to have a little debatey bait.
is
And
that
hopefully
going
I'm
around? Hold on, you can't just throw that out there. What happened?
well, I think it was on this very podcast because that was where I saw the clip from, but it was
No,
you
it
and
was
him,
we were
Adam.
on his channel.
Ah, okay. Yeah. It's where he called me the Lord of Gays. And yeah, I'm proud to have that moniker and proud to wear it for the day. It's gonna be fun.
He used
It's funny. I
the bad
totally
F word,
forgot
right?
that happened until you brought it up. I get. Is that why that you put that he was coming in the title?
No, I was hoping I could bait him into making a guest appearance. I've been trying to contact him for a while.
I see.
So
yeah.
let's give the backstory on that, just so people know who might not be familiar with it. We did a live stream with Sargon of Akkad, Sargon of Akkad. I think we reacted to a video that you had done. We did kind of an EFAP with a video that you had done. Sargon threw out the F word randomly. We're on his channel, so there's really not much we can do about it. I'm not going to tell somebody how to
Adam
run
is
their
trying
channel.
to say that we are innocent. YouTube, do not blame us.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing: I am not one of the people who's on the side of I want to take people down. That's not my thing. I mean, I debated Count Dankula not too long ago.
But you did clip out that specific clip, and you did post it on Twitter. And Carlos Maza did retweet it, and Sargon's stream did get taken down. Sargon was nice enough to have us on his channel to promote our show. I think that video got close to 100,000 views. It was great promotion for us, but now it's gone from the internet because
you ruined our promotion. Yeah, oh my! I forgot all this. Even
I know.
happens.
I totally forgot about all this. This is funny. So anyway, yeah, exactly.
Let's get into the topic at
uncomfortable.
hand. Okay. So I watched your conversation with Destiny about Kyle Rittenhouse, and I thought it was very interesting. So I want to talk about that situation with you today. And I wanted to know, do you think that Kyle Rittenhouse shot those people in self-defense? And has your opinion on the incident changed at all since it first happened and now?
So I'll answer both those questions totally. And are we going to focus on that primarily? Just curious, like what's the agenda?
Yeah, I would like to talk about the morality of that and, private property, when it's okay to self-defense, kill people, things of that nature.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, I just got the stream up. Wow, you've got me huge in the corner. This is going to be wild. So what do you want to start with? Was he morally justified?
Do you want me to make you...
Do you think that he was morally justified, and has your opinion on the incident changed at all?
Yeah, so as I've gone down this rabbit hole, which is not one I thought I'd be talking about, because this seems to be something that both sides are focusing a lot on, right? Like, are you guys? I mean, I'm not trying to push away from the question, but are you in the camp where you think that he was not only morally justified, but that he's a hero for doing so?
I don't know if I call him a hero, but I think he was morally justified and was acting in self-defense.
Okay. And Adam, same for you?
Well, I call him a hero for stepping up to defend people's private property from looters. Hell yeah. Like he basically put his life at risk to defend other people's property. I think that's pretty heroic.
Oh, wow. All right. So, yeah. Okay. So I don't think he was morally justified in killing those people. I also don't think you're morally justified in murdering someone for someone else's property. If I could go down it, because I don't want to get bogged down on this whole, like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about like epistemology when it comes to this stuff. I think there's 3 requirements when it comes to whether or not you would be morally justified in basically ending someone's life, right? And that would be the imminence of the threat that's coming towards you, the necessity for you to act out against that threat, and then the proportionality of your actions in relation to what is being caused towards you. Because essentially, this is a precog debate, right? You're trying to stop a pre-crime. You're basically trying to stop someone who you think is about to either cause you harm or kill you.
So do you think people should be allowed to defend property at all?
So I think you should be allowed to defend your own property within the context of, is your property going to be essential for your livelihood? Is it going to be essential for you to live? So is someone trying to, say, attack your house and kill your kids, or attack your house and smash into it, something of that nature? I think that's a far stretch from going to another...
Let's simplify it. Sure. Like, okay, you're a shop owner and you see someone stealing something from your store. Can you, I'm not saying kill them, but can you go up and grab them and be like, hey, stop stealing from my store?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you're allowed to defend your property to some extent.
To some extent, right? But right there, you've already said that you're going to stop them. You're not going to shoot them. So you're not basically like right away. You've kind of met that third qualification, the proportionality. Someone's trying to steal, so you might like grab their hand and stop them from stealing that item, right? That's different. And then are you going to accelerate that to the point where can you justify shooting them for trying to grab those chips?
Well, so what happens when you grab the guy and he drops the chips but pulls a knife and then tries to stab you? Are you allowed morally to pull out the gun you're carrying and shoot him?
So at that point, he's no longer stealing your property. He's trying to attack you.
Right.
Yeah. So at that point, it's a matter of self-defense, right?
So how come
self-defense should always be highly analogous to the punishment? I think that's the important thing that we have to take away from this.
No, but what I'm getting at is, why are you classifying the Kyle situation differently? He wasn't defending property. He was defending his person, just like the shopkeeper would be in our hypothetical situation.
Right. So why was he there in the first place? Was he there
property.
To defend his person? Was he there? Oh, so he was there to defend property. So he walked into an area which is going to be obviously antagonistic area where people are self as a moralist, but like that would be my contention from a legal framework. Like, do you guys, have you looked into the Wisconsin law and how it applies to him?
I haven't looked into the legality of it. I'm not sure.
Well, let's do that because this is important.
Well, I'm more interested in the moral part of it than the
we got to talk about both. We can't really separate the two, right? Because laws are essentially a reflection of our morals. That's the entire point of this.
That's the Adam perspective.
Well, yeah, totally. Hey, I want to ask a quick question here because, so you're going to make the argument that if he illegally crossed state lines, he was underage, there were all these other laws that he broke, therefore he forfeits his right to self-defense. Is that the argument you're making?
No, that's not the argument I'm making. But I am saying that in that case, right, from a legal standpoint, he's forfeiting his legal defense in that state.
He legally forfeits his right.
Okay, but let's look at this because I just want to state this. Wisconsin law stipulates any person under 18 years of age who possesses or goes armed with a dangerous weapon is guilty of a Class A misdemeanor. And then there's the 939 statute that says you cannot claim self-defense in defense of property if you yourself do not own the property. That includes place of business. So the law is very clear when it comes to this.
Okay,
you cannot claim self-defense if you're defending property that you yourself do not own.
I haven't. Yeah, but okay. The problem is I haven't looked through any of these statutes, so I can't validate or talk about any of them because I don't know if you're reading them properly. I don't know anything about this. I'm not prepared to do an in-depth conversation on the law of the situation. So.
But if we're going to be talking about this, and
the
subject you wanted, we have to explore
the subject
this as well,
I wanted
right?
to talk about was
you just want to concentrate only on
situation.
morality, like just the philosophy on this.
Why not?
Well, because they're intertwined. Obviously, it's like it's not as black and white. Like I know you'd like to paint it as this kind of binary where he comes in there and it's like, well, was he justified or not? And then should we walk away with that?
No,
when there's so much more to this conversation.
I'm
it's
interested.
such a racially charged conversation, to say the very least.
Obviously, nothing's a black and white binary. One face shopkeeper can defend himself when being attacked, while Kyle Rittenhouse can't defend himself when he's being attacked.
Well, in order to do that, we have to paint the whole picture, right?
But what's the difference between the hypothetical situation and the Kyle situation?
Can we look at the law for a second?
Go into it.
It was not the shopkeeper owner. It wasn't. They were not stealing his chips. He did not own the store. He was not going in there.
Okay, so if Kyle was the son of the guy whose gas station he was protecting or the car dealership, would this change your opinion? Would it be self-defense all of a sudden?
So what are the people doing to the property itself? Were they smashing windows of cars? And then at that moment, did he say, I'm taking it upon myself to be a hero, and I'm now going to shoot these people for smashing the cars?
None of that took place.
No. Wait. No, there's no evidence that he was shooting or aiming at anyone who was doing anything like that.
Right. We're in the middle
all
of a
we know
hypothetical.
is that he was
you just
chased.
Proposed a hypothetical scenario, and I'm asking you to extrapolate on it. Like, give me some more color on this. So you say he's suddenly the shopkeeper's son.
Okay, fine. The hypothetical would be he is the car dealership's son. He's standing in front of it with a gun. He's saying, "Yeah, you guys can protest. Just leave this private property safely and alone." Someone starts a dumpster fire. He puts it out with a fire extinguisher, and that upsets someone who decides to chase him. He runs away, and in the middle of running away, the guy tries to grab him, and he turns and shoots him.
Right. So at that point, you've gone from him defending property to defending himself because he's run away from the area. He's not defending the property. He's not trying to put the dumpster fire out anymore. He's trying to defend himself from an ongoing attacker. That's separate from defending personal property.
So you agree that that's self-defense?
If you're being directly attacked by someone, yeah, that's self-defense. In this case, if we're going to leave the hypothetical scenario, this was a situation in which the attacker, right, threw what was thought to be something, I don't know, a Molotov cocktail was the first rumor I heard, turned out to be a plastic bag. That's what the police report says. So it's not as if the person who's attacking him has a gun. The person who was attacking him, did not have a firearm, and then he still shot him dead.
He tried to take his firearm, though.
How is that relevant if someone's within grabbing distance of you?
Of your firearm.
Well, again, so let's go back to these 3 golden rules, because that's why I wanted to establish them at the very start. Is it going to be proportional? What's the necessity? Is there an imminence of threat? All 3 of those are very, very important when determining whether or not it's moral for him to have done what he did.
So you don't think it's reasonable if a person who you don't really have an interaction with, completely unprovoked, chases you and is trying to grab you in a contentious political protest and grab your gun as you're running away? You're doing your duty to flee from this person.
So
chasing you. So are you saying that if you're in a Kyle's situation, you're just gonna what? You're just gonna stand there, let the guy attack you?
Maybe he's just me, because like I'm not anti-firearm. I'm for responsible gun ownership, but I can't imagine a scenario where someone is chasing me without a weapon and my first response is to shoot them in the face.
No, but that's what I'm asking you. So if someone's chasing you, you're standing there. Say that there's an angry riot, or let's say angry protest that has sometimes caused riots, but not always, of anti-immigration ideas or something, of people who are very anti-immigration. And there's been some people burning down buildings in response to this. And you're defending the shop of some nice immigrant person who started their own business. And one of these protesters starts chasing you and you're running away. And the guy's right about to grab you. You're just going to let him grab the gun from you? You're just going to let it happen?
As opposed to shoot him in the face?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would choose not to shoot him in the face.
Okay. So you're willing to potentially sacrifice yourself than to take another person's life?
No. See, it goes both ways. This cuts both ways. So in both cases, right, you have to decide whether or not you're going to forfeit someone else's right to life. We're talking about this if it's strictly from a moralistic stance. So can I sacrifice that person's right to life? Is it going to be proportional to what's happening to me? Is he trying to grab my gun? Is he throwing a plastic bag at me? Is that the extent of it? Then no, I don't think I had the right to forfeit his right to life by shooting him in the face.
Right. So you're making the calculation that the risk of when this guy is chasing you and grabs you, you're making the calculated risk that you're going to allow that to occur as opposed to defend yourself?
Well, I mean,
on the off chance he doesn't kill you?
And the off chance that he doesn't kill me. And what's the risk from the other end? So what's the risk for the person who's going after him? Because he feels that this individual may be going to shoot him or other people. And so you're saying, does he have a right to perhaps defend himself?
How about the guy chasing the guy with the gun?
Right. Well, no, not just the guy with the gun, not just Kyle Rittenhouse, but the person chasing after Kyle Rittenhouse, or even the individuals afterwards who are trying to stop Kyle Rittenhouse.
What was the first guy's name? Let's use names because it's getting...
Yeah, for sure.
What was the first guy's name? Do you remember?
Peter 1. I don't remember his name.
Wasn't it? Does anyone in the chat know?
I mean, I'm interested.
Rosenberg or something.
While he's looking that up, Lance, can you give me the three? You call them the 3 golden rules. I don't know that it is the golden rule, but what were the?
No. But I'm just trying to ground my own moral axioms.
Rosenberg.
No,
I figured that would save us time, so we don't go in circles.
I agree. I agree. I just wanted to write.
So,
what were they again?
So the first one would be imminence, the imminence of the threat. The second would be the necessity in order to respond, and the third would be proportionality. So how is your response in relation to the violence being caused against you? And again, when it comes to self-defense, I think it has to be highly analogous to the punishment being committed.